Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Apologizing in advance for the echo. This is our new home. We're still getting things kind of placed and everything like that. Rugs down, all of that kind of stuff. So it might be a little echoey. This is not going to be where I normally film as well. But getting into that, September was wild. So we started out, I would say the first thing was really our trip. Evan and I took our 8th anniversary trip. This is our first time taking a big trip for our anniversary, and we went to Cancun, Mexico. Neither of us had ever been to any part of Mexico, so this was really fun to experience this for ourselves ahead of maybe taking the girls someday, and we had such a great time. The place we were staying at was phenomenal. I will be doing a separate video all about the place that we stayed, but one of the nights we did a gorgeous dinner on the beach, just the two of us, and it was just such a wonderful trip. And again, I will make that video because the resort was phenomenal. In my previous video, I vlogged our moving weekend, and that was 1 week after we came back from Mexico. So as I said, September was just so busy. But one of the major things we wanted to get done when we moved into this house was the flooring. The flooring was just not what we had wanted, so we had them sand it down and refinish it with a lighter stain. Now, because that was happening, there was a lot we weren't able to do. We couldn't move in our furniture. We couldn't really start too much of the painting, all of that kind of stuff. So we were renting back our old home from the buyer, the person who bought our old house. We were renting back from them and slowly moving out because there was just a lot we couldn't do here. But that did leave time for things like getting the patio ready. We didn't power wash the whole thing, but we did start getting the patio power washed because we were getting our outdoor furniture delivered. I will show more once we have that all set up. It's mostly set up at this point, but we got a dining table and we got a little sitting area and then umbrellas to go with those spaces. So I think I have a clip of just some of the stuff as it was coming in. I wasn't here for every delivery because I was doing a lot with the girls at our old house while things were happening here. Just a lot of the packing and all of that because we had 2 whole weeks in our old home to just kind of move out, as I said, slowly before we were able to get into this house. And once those floors were done, we just lightened up the paint everywhere. So basically all of the rooms got repainted. I think I mentioned in my previous video that we're gonna be saving the laundry room and the powder room for another time, but we wanted the main spaces to just be lighter and brighter, and I really feel like it's really brightened up this space a lot. I will show more in future videos, but I really do think it has helped. While there were a lot of really great things happening in September, we also had some things that just were unexpected coming up outside of house stuff. For example, my dog ended up needing to go to the vet twice. The first time because I don't know if it was the anxiety of the move or just her age. My dog is 15, Nellie is 15 years old. So, I mean, there are a lot of things that I'm just like, she's an old dog. But she was starting to pee in her crate. She sleeps in a crate at night, and she was starting to pee in it at nighttime. Now, I let her out as often as I can, and it's still just something that's unlike her, so I ended up taking her to the vet for that. They ended up giving her medication for an infection, though I don't know that it's an infection, but they just wanted to treat that first just in case. And so we were dealing with that. And then I was right back at the vet a couple days later, because it turned out she has a hot spot. Now, at this point, it's basically healed, but she had scratched it and been biting at it to the point where she was bleeding. So I had to get her back to the vet. In between that, she had also fallen down the stairs. So she had a day of limping and then was better by the time I got her to the vet. But it was just a lot with everything else that was going on. She is doing so much better now. She actually is at the vet right now. I dropped her off for her follow-up appointment, so we'll see how she is doing. But I really do think a lot of it was just the anxiety with the move. She's always had some sort of anxiety when it came to stuff like that. So that is something that I think we're kind of past at this point. We haven't really had too many incontinence issues and all of that. But again, They're checking her out now. Hopefully she'll get her vaccines because we had to push those back while she was on the medicine to make sure there were no adverse reactions, all of that fun stuff. But hopefully when I pick her up, she's happy and healthy because I know she does not like to be there. And then another unexpected thing was literally just over the weekend, we ended up in the emergency room for Evan. My husband had injured himself a few months back and injured his back. And he just, with all of the moving and everything, ended up re-injuring it to the point where he was barely moving. So we had to get someone to come. Luckily, his mom's not too far, but she came and was here with the girls while I got Evan to the emergency room. Again, luckily a not far trip for us. We are about 5 minutes away with our new location. So he's doing better. He has his follow-up actually today. It's like the day of follow-ups between Nellie and my husband. But hopefully they're able to do whatever they can for him because I know that he was in a lot of pain. Right now he is doing better, but he is still in pain and limited in what he's able to do, which obviously makes things a lot difficult as we're trying to move into this new home. So I've been leaning a lot on family. I have 2 brothers who have really just been helping a lot with a lot of the bigger things that I'm just not able to move on my own. But I also have been moving a lot on my own. I set up this playroom, which you can't really see right now, and I set up my office upstairs mostly. So trying to do as much as I can on my own, but lucky to have 2 brothers who are always happy to help. And now that we are in October, I have started getting back into our regular routine of homeschool. But for September, homeschool, if it came to any sort of like book work, homeschool looked like this. So we were using the Explode the Code books, which Emmy's just using this regularly since I haven't started any curriculum with her yet. It's not a top priority for me. She is still 3. But I am gonna start doing some more with her as we get more settled. And so she was doing that as well as this Kumon book. And then Alani was working mostly out of Explode the Code and then this Telling Time book from Kumon. So that was basically all we could handle. So outside of like games and playing and those types of things, when it came to like anything that we were doing in a book, those were the ones we were doing. We weren't really going through our regular curriculum. But again, now that we're in October, I have started that back up with Alani, but that just was not what most of September looked like at all. The other homeschool related thing was our actual move. So as a private tutor, I've spoken before in my private tutor video, I am not under the homeschool laws. There are different laws that I do follow as a private tutor in Pennsylvania. And so I didn't have to kind of go through the motions of sending all of the proper information to my district that I was leaving and then doing it all over again with the district that we were moving to. It's a lot more simplified for private tutor. So I did inform the district. I'm not legally required to, but I did inform the district that we were leaving just so that they could make sure that they weren't worried about anything having to do with Alani. Like, I just thought it was common courtesy. So I let them know we were leaving, and then I did send all of the information to the new district, certified mail. Now in Pennsylvania, as a private tutor, that's not necessary, but with the other district, they had like email set up and we were able to do email communications for everything. And then with this district, they didn't really have anything on their website that informed me of how to communicate through email. So I figured I'd send it through mail. And in doing that, I wanted to send it certified mail so that I know that someone signed and received it. As a private tutor, that's all I need to do. All I need to do is send the information, letting them know that I am private tutoring, as well as my clearances and my teaching certificate. So I sent that, and I don't need any confirmation from the school district. They don't have to approve it, anything like that. They have the information, and I just can do my thing now. So that's how it works, and that is what I did for the new district that we are in. But yeah, that was September, and yeah, it was very busy with some unexpected twists and turns, but I'm really looking forward to October, feeling a little bit more settled. It's getting chilly here, so I'm excited to light a fire. We actually also got a solo stove for the backyard. I'm pointing because the backyard's that way, but we got a solo stove for the backyard and we have used it one time, did marshmallows, did hot dogs, so we're gonna have a lot of fun with that too. So really excited for the cooler weather and all that that has to bring. I do have to pick Alani up from homeschool PE very soon, which is her rock climbing. They do a homeschool PE class. So I do have to pick her up from that very soon, and I need to make lunch for her ahead of that because we go right to Emmy's soccer. So I'm gonna wrap this up. As always, thank you so much for watching the videos on my channel. I took a longer break than I expected because I lost my camera during the move. It was packed. I didn't know where it was. So hopefully I will be back to getting things recorded and uploaded more regularly. But I appreciate you all hanging in there with me as we get ourselves situated here. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.